Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Necromaniacs Horror Podcast. How's it going, Jeff?
It's going. How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, we were online for about a half an hour before starting the episode. Kind of going over our trials and travails in life. So I,
I thought this shit was supposed to get easier as you got older.
well, sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes unforeseeable things happen and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I'm doing okay.
So far I've been having a good weekend. Me and my wife went out into the wild yesterday and the day before actually, and did a bunch of record shopping.
Yeah, you got the itch again.
Yep, we went. You've inspired me, man. We
Thank you.
we went to Vinyl Addiction in North Arlington, New Jersey. Shout out to Vinyl Addiction. It's a primarily metal oriented record store,
Is
and
it a smaller place then?
it's pretty small, yeah. But they have a great selection, man. I found so much sick stuff there, and it's not just metal. Obviously, they have like industrial section. They got like a rock section. They have hip hop. They have, but it's front and center metal. When you walk in, it's like, Slayer poster and
Right, right.
Iron Maiden stuff, they have like a Cannibal Corpse coloring book and that kind of thing.
Nice. What'd you pick up?
I got Coil, Love Sacred Domain on vinyl.
Oh, I got that
Um,
too.
I got the first, like a double Abruptum LP. It's like their earlier recordings. I got Beast Milk, their first record. I don't know if you ever
Oh,
heard of them.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I didn't like them back when that record came out, because I was like, oh, this is just like a Sam Hain, like Danzig
Yeah.
kind of. But then I don't know, man. Just in the last month or so, I started really appreciating them, and I went back and I woke up in the morning and I was thinking about getting that on vinyl, and lo and behold, we went to this record shop and they had the vinyl.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you know, and
Hell yeah.
yeah, so that was cool. And then the day before, we went to another place out in Boonton, New Jersey. Fun fact about Boonton: uh, little Jackie on The Sopranos. The
Yeah.
guy, Jackie Aprile Jr.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the dumb kid. Yeah.
yeah, he got murdered in Boonton.
That's right by Vito.
Yeah,
Spoilers for The Sopranos.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
wow, that was in Booton, huh?
well, that's the thing. The town looks nothing like that. Like there isn't really a project or anything like that there. It's like not really that type of town, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Of course.
And
Yeah,
it doesn't look like the kind of place that has a lot of crime and that sort of thing.
yeah,
So we went to a place called Hidden Tracks. We saw a bunch of ISIS records there,
yeah, yeah.
represses.
Yeah, he told me. Yeah, they're everywhere now. I go into record stores and see my own shit in there. Yeah, it's
Yeah. I only picked up one record. I got Talus, Sink Your Teeth Into That, which is like a old heavy metal band that featured Billy Sheehan, on bass.
nice.
From my youth, I was really big into that band. I only had like a cassette, I think, of that record. But I found it on vinyl now. Tina went crazy. She got like Who Killed Marilyn? The that Misfits
Hmm.
did like a reissue of some of the old recordings. She got an AFI record, um,
Yeah, I think they just repressed something. I'm seeing one of their records around everywhere.
like Black Sails, and I don't know. So
I
I don't know the names of all their records, but she
I
got
don't.
that one.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
yeah. And then we went to Cat Fight Coffee, which is like, we've been there before. It's a spooky coffee shop, and it's owned by AC Slade and his wife. And AC Slade, in like the tri-state area, he's kind of like a well-known guy, especially out in Jersey. And he's played in a bunch of bands. He played guitar for Joan Jett. He was in. He's actually the dude playing guitar tracks in the Misfits tours.
Yeah,
So
he's the
like,
guy behind the guy
he's
punching the
the
guitar.
exactly, yeah. So like, if you go see the Misfits, you'll see some dude in the shadows on stage, but obscured.
Hmm.
That's AC Slade.
Why obscure him? That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know, dude. Like, also, it's like Glenn, when we saw the Misfits, Glenn didn't have an outfit. Like, he wasn't like in a getup. You know what I mean? He just
Really?
he had just like a black t-shirt on and like black jeans and boots.
Hmm. Well, he's in his 70s now. He doesn't want to deal with that shit,
Yeah,
I
but like
guess.
but Doyle had like the full getup on, and he's probably just as same age as Glenn.
That's a
Like
good. That dude is monstrous. He's
what?
ripped.
That's all natural. I don't think, I'm sure it's just broccoli and cashews that dude's eating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I highly doubt that, but sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so um yeah, he was there. We said hi, you know.
That's
Got
cool.
and they were doing some kind of like First Friday festival there, which is cool. Like they were gearing up for that. And not I didn't really know much about Boonton, man, but there's a cool little scene there. Like it's there's a bunch of cool shops on the main street there. There's a record store, there's a coffee place, there's various like a bookstore, like kind of like out in the middle of nowhere.
That's cool, man. I love shit like that. Going to like a small town and like you discovered that the place is actually quite cool. We had a similar weekend. We went up to your neck of the woods.
All right, my future neck of the woods or my current neck of the woods?
Well, okay, your future or
Okay.
your once and future neck of the woods, the
Okay.
Hudson Valley
Yes,
area.
sir. Yeah.
Yes, we went to Hudson Valley Records.
Mm.
Are you familiar with that place?
That's in Beacon, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, dude, like it's a really small store, like, but found some really cool shit there. Like I wasn't really finding stuff I wanted till I looked at the hip hop section. I got a really cool Eric B. and Rakim album.
Nice.
I think it's their third album. Let the Rhythm Hit 'em, and it picked up an Iceburn record for $10. Which
Yeah.
is yeah, I like Iceburn. Yeah, I don't have any of their stuff. It was good to, kick it off with their latest album, start collecting their stuff.
Cool. They have the
And then,
latest album. They have like a record that just came out.
well, I think it was probably 5 years ago at this point.
Oh, all right. Okay.
But it's cool they're still making music. Gentry also does that band Eagle Twin, which is sort of, very Iceburnish in a way. So that shit's really good too.
Yeah, we played with Eagle Twin out in Salt Lake once, actually.
Yeah, that's where they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, how was it?
I didn't it was all right. It
Not
was
your
cool.
thing? Yeah.
Not really my thing, but it was cool.
Yeah, I got you. And we went and checked out another record store outside of Danbury. I forget the name of the town, but the record store was called Jerosa Records, and they had just bought this guy's gigantic metal collection.
Hell yeah.
And it had been there for about a week, and it had been picked through. But man, there were some gems in there, really expensive. They had a lot of ISIS records for a lot of money, so I'm assuming they were all first presses. A lot of like, Neurosis stuff, a lot of cool stuff. And I mean, you would have found at least, a few, you would have dropped easily $200-300 in there if you got,
Well,
if you had the chance.
especially in these days prices too, man.
I know.
Yeah.
But I managed to get out of there with spending not that much money because I didn't have any and I didn't get anything like expensive. So I bought a couple cable records.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, those guys are been my friends basically my whole life. Um, they had a couple records on Hydra Head and been trying to go and get all that stuff. And I got it there for relatively cheap. I got Gutter Queen and I got Northern Failures.
Right on, man. That's awesome.
And what I got something else. Oh, I found a Coil record.
Oh,
Constant
cool.
shallowness leads to evil.
Oh, I bought a Coil record too over the weekend.
Yeah, so I that's one thing. If I see a Coil record, I usually just get it because I would just like to have as much Coil stuff as possible. They're one of my favorites. Even though there's a lot of Coil stuff like I'm not sure about too either. Like some records I don't really know much about. But that was one I'm familiar with and one I truly love. So I was psyched to find that.
Well, there's definitely like three that I know that I love. There's
Yeah.
like the Anal Staircase, the Horse Rotivator, and Love Sacred Domain.
Yeah, Love Secret Domain was the first thing I heard from them. They had a video on 120 minutes and they called The Snow from that record. That's a good transitional record for Coil. It's when they really like it's still kind of dancey, but it's very weird.
Yeah, there's something very evil about that band too.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the whole black magic thing that Coil was sort of into and incorporated into their like visual elements and sound.
Yeah, it's like this dark, like thelemic sort of sex magic stuff, and like I would say like more like a Crowleyan sort of influence, Yeah,
Yes.
but there's something that's just very sinister about that band.
Interestingly enough, too, they both died under like, not natural circumstances.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, John
there's a
Balance got drunk and fell off his balcony.
there's a whole story, man, I think, with them.
Yeah, I think so. And what else? Oh, and on a completely different note, I picked up Clutch's album Earth Rocker on their own label that they do a collector's edition of some records like every year or two. They do like a nice repress with special packaging and limited to like, 6,000 or something like that. And I picked that up. I've seemed to have become a massive Clutch fan this year. Um, I loved them when I was 16 and just sort of rediscovered them in the last year. It's not something I would normally listen to, but there's something about the way they do it that I love. I don't know.
Yeah, they're solid. I mean, yeah, I'm not a big fan, but like played with them before at a festival, and they're great live, I
Great
think.
live, great drummer.
And I told you, I think I might have mentioned this before on that same festival. Wino played a set. It was around the time that his solo album came out,
That's
and
right.
the rhythm section was the guys from Clutch.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
And great guys too. We did an Australian it's called the Soundwave Festival. It's like a traveling festival. You do like 5 shows and Clutch were the band that played right after us on our stage every night and very nice, very nice guys.
that's good to hear.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It sucks when you like a band they turn out to be dickheads.
That happens.
It happens a lot. You check anything out movie wise?
I did actually.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I saw Obsession yesterday.
Oh, okay. You're down with the kids, it seems.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
But this time around, it wasn't the same enthusiasm afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
I'm planning on seeing it, so maybe we should talk about it.
Oh no, I mean it's a 2026 release, so we need to talk about it for sure.
It's our duty.
Just on a high level, it was I think a story that I've seen before or heard before or read before.
Okay.
However, I mean it's kind of a riff on the monkey's paw like trope.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, where like, the sort of takeaway is like be careful what you wish for. You might actually get it and the
Okay.
consequences, that kind of thing. But it's kind of like superimposed on top of this like toxic masculinity, you know, taking advantage of women kind of thing,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
which I mean that was like a cool wrinkle, you know. But
Yeah. That's what I thought the movie was. I didn't know about this monkey paw thing.
yeah. But then again, I'm not interested in the lives of these kind of these young people really, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I that can be a big hurdle for me as well in enjoying something. It's not that I can't, relate to a story about someone who's much younger than me. I can. It just depending on what the subject like that show Euphoria. I watched some of that and came to the conclusion this is not for me. I hate these people.
Yeah.
You know, uh, I'm very, very curious now because now I'm hearing very mixed things. There's people on Instagram I talk to about horror all the time who are telling me it's great, also telling me that it's not great, and seems to be telling me you didn't like it. So,
It,
uh,
at this stage, it's not, I mean, it has nothing to do with kids necessarily. It's just that their lives to me were not interesting and they, as people, weren't interesting. And there was the story itself was something I'd seen before. The only angle I thought was cool was the sort of like, uh, feminist sort of vibe on it, of like men taking advantage of women. But, we've seen a lot of that too, man, and
that's
then,
that's true. I not to say there's not room for perspectives on that, but yeah, you're right. I think a few years ago you were getting a lot of that, and it just seemed to be kind of buzzy. You know what I mean? Like it
right.
didn't feel genuine in everything I saw it in.
and then, but I loved Backrooms, and that was made by a young person. That was
Yeah,
a
we're gonna
movie
get into
we're
that.
talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just blew it today. Yeah, we're talking about it today actually. But
I kind of forgot. I almost said like
yeah,
when
I
we are gonna
forgot what we were
talk
talking
about.
about. Yeah,
I was gonna say, hey, I saw Backrooms. Oh wait.
yeah, but yeah, it's just like I like that. What really gets me, what I really love though, is like this kind of slow, moody,
Mm,
atmospheric stuff, or
yeah, me
like
too.
supernatural stuff. I mean, this obsession has a supernatural angle to it, but like I don't know, or something about like period pieces with vampires or werewolves. Like I don't know, like it's just I don't know. We could do an episode on it, but on a high level, it was cool, but it was good. I mean, it was a well made movie, but it just personally, it wasn't really didn't really do it for me.
Right on. I gotcha. I'm very curious to see it. I watched a few things myself. I'm sorry if you I didn't know if you
No, that
watched
was
more.
it, really. That was
Okay.
it for me.
Um we were cruising through Shutter. We were gonna watch Dolly because you guys talked about it, but we decided to go with a film I'd seen before, Ex Machina,
Oh yeah.
which isn't on Shutter. It's on Netflix, but
Okay.
I don't know how we ended up on a completely different streaming channel, but it happened. We never talked about that movie, did we?
I don't know, man, and we
I don't.
should though.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like it was like, spoiler, that's a great movie. I mean, I've seen it before, but it had been a while, and goddamn, that is such a great movie.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, that's a you movie. It's just people talking. That's all it
Yep.
is. Yeah,
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
yeah. But it's so. I'd seen it before. I know what happened, and I was like, just fully engrossed and like tense, and like even though I knew it was going to happen. Great, great movie. Um, Also watched a movie you and I did cover, The Batman,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, I was like thinking, I was like, God, it feels like forever ago since you and I talked about that. I think I was still living in LA.
Yeah. It was a while ago. It was like right towards the end of the pandemic, I think.
Yeah, it was right when theaters were starting to open up again and all that. And I'm so excited that we're gonna get the Batman 2 next
Hmm.
year and we can talk about it again. It's just funny to me that this is supposed to be about a young Batman and Robert Pattinson's probably hitting 40 around now. He's gonna be older than Christian Bale was in the second
He,
Batman movie.
but Pattinson kind of plays younger though too.
He does, yeah. Like I've seen the Batman a few times now, and I still think it's the greatest live action Batman adaptation. It's super dark, and you get a lot of Batman in it, and not a lot of Bruce Wayne. But the thing this time around, I was like, he's not really selling it as Bruce Wayne.
Hmm.
Like if to play Batman, you got to look good in the suit, and you got to pull it off as Bruce Wayne. I don't think he quite pulls it off. Like he's still like a mopey, broody. But then again, that's the movie. Like he hasn't quite figured it out yet.
Yeah, it's a different manifestation of Bruce Wayne.
Mm,
It's like what the hell I just read like Batman Year One or something like that, and
okay.
that Bruce Wayne's is way different than the way Pattinson pulls it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's its own thing, which I
Yeah,
think is cool. I love the reinvention of the Riddler as this sort of Zodiac style serial killer.
yeah. No, that's cool. Definitely cool.
Yeah, that was great stuff. And like basically hammering on the detective aspects. And it has action set pieces, but it doesn't feel like you're watching an action movie.
I do like when Batman is kind of like the occult detective.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's cool. Like when he's using his science and technology, and then Ra's al Ghul types, storylines. I think are cool.
Yeah, I'm very curious where they're going to go with these movies with the second one, just knowing they got Harvey Dent's going to be involved and Harvey Dent's wife, who we all know has played a big part in The Long Halloween. Uh Curious who the main villain's going to be. Very, very, very excited for the new Batman movie. I'm going to be 50 this year, and I'm still super excited about Batman. I don't know what that says about me, but whatever.
Yeah, man. You know.
Yeah,
Anything else?
I think that's it. Yeah,
So
I'm gonna check out Dolly though, based on what you guys talking about it.
also, there's some news about that In Search of Darkness 70s. It's the 70s edition coming out soon.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Like I thought they might I figured they were going to keep doing these, but I thought they would do like the 2000s, but throwing it back to the 70s. That's a great idea. What a great era of horror.
Yeah, you can't really talk about horror without talking about the 70s. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of gems in there I probably have never seen.
I mean, in my opinion, that's the 70s are just the heyday of like a transformational decade for film in general, you know?
I yeah, completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, some best dramas, best horror films, best like, pretty much anything cinematic I think that came out in the 70s was great.
Yeah. I mean, Jaws. That changed Hollywood forever, and it's a great horror film.
Yeah. So let's shout out the rest of the horsemen before we get going too long on this. So yeah, if you're listening to this podcast, if you're not listening to already, you should be listening to the other horsemen of the podcasting apocalypse entries into the weekly entertainment that we have to offer for everybody. Kicking everything off every other Monday, we've got Brandon Legion's Horror Wolf 666, and Brandon and I are doing our Black Lodge collaboration where we discuss the work of David Lynch in the series Twin Peaks, and we just wrapped up season 1, so stay tuned for season 2. Tuesday, Jackie Smith brings us Into the Necrosphere, the finest extreme music podcast in the land. Wednesday, we've got double shots. We got double shots Wednesdays and Thursdays, actually. Wednesday, we got Everything Went Black, my own personal podcast. We've got Iblis Manifestations, brought to you by Cheyenne of the band Trivax. Thursday is Necro Thursday, where this podcast, the Necromaniacs horror podcast, comes at you, as well as Day 1 of Soul Knocks by Carl a.k.a. Friday, Spitball Media comes at you, an irreverent pop culture podcast. Saturday is a day off. So, summer's here, man, at least up here in the Northern Hemisphere. So go out, remember to put your sunblock on, because the sun is in full effect right now. Because on Sunday, the darkness returns with Day 2 of Soul Knocks, brought to you by Carl a.k.a. And Carl and I are wrapping up, at long last, our Darkness Weaves collaboration. We're entering the last stages, man. We're covering Legions from the Shadows by Carl Edward Wagner, which is a Bran McMorn, Robert E. Howard pastiche novel that he wrote back in the day. But Carl and I have also embarked on the savage world of Robert E. Howard, which is going to take us probably the rest of my life, at least, to cover all of Robert E. Howard's like various sword and sorcery, adventure, swashbuckling tales. So there you go. And that's an entire week of content for everybody.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. If you want to call us and drop us a voicemail on the Necro phone, you can do so at 908-913-0782. That's 908-913-0782. So we don't have any calls this week, but we love hearing from you guys.
Yes, we do. It's one of my favorite things. I love the recommendations. I love just bullshitting with people about what they liked, what they didn't like. Do you think we're right? Do you think we're wrong? So call us.
Someday I'd love to do a live podcast somewhere central to everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be fun. It could be disastrous, but it'd be fun.
I don't think it'll be fun either way, man. If it sucks, we don't have to publish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that'd be cool to set up somewhere. It would likely be in New York City somewhere, just because it seems like that makes more sense than putting it out in Jersey or in Connecticut or Dutchess County where I'm at or something like that.
Yeah, or especially in Connecticut where I'm at.
Yeah, but it's something to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I found something in the store.
Okay. What did you find?
The place. I found a place.
Another something to think about. We're here to talk about the back rooms. Before we get into it, I have to rant about the theatrical experience of going to the movies now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, tell me about it, man.
Well, you had a very positive experience going to see this, where for me, I feel like I might have missed some things in the beginning of the movie because I wanted to kill an entire row of people.
Yeah, that
Um,
happens.
I was sitting there, the person I went to see the movie with sat next to me, all frustrated with the popcorn. Like, what's wrong? And she says, well, like there's a bunch of assholes in line at the concession stand. And now I see they're sitting right behind us.
Yeah, of course.
And this was AMC Theater in Connecticut on a Saturday late afternoon, 4:30 showing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my own stupidity. I usually go to a very early show to sidestep all that. We don't have an ArcLight Cinemas here. We don't have a Alamo Draft House. So I go with what we got, and that's AMC right up the street. And I had that experience. People like talking, laughing, commenting on the movie until the people next to us got up and told them to shut the fuck up. It worked for a little while, and then it fired right back up again. Theater manager had to come and kick out an entire row of
Yeah, man.
people. But
Sucks.
it's distracting. It takes you, especially a movie like as immersive as this movie is, it takes you out of it. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer before. If you haven't seen this yet, well, you probably shouldn't listen to this if you haven't seen it yet. But go to a theater does not put up with that shit, or go very early or very late.
Yeah.
And this is a popular movie with the kids.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I agree. I've generally boycott AMC.
Same.
Yeah,
I have
mean,
no
it's like,
choice now.
yeah, no, dude. It's like, especially like the one that I went to see this, the one in Menlo Park. Generally, that was pretty chill. Like, I used to go there when I lived down in that area on Friday nights, like the last show, which was like empty. Like no one would ever go to like the prime time for that was like the 7:30,
Mm.
8 o'clock, and then the 10 o'clock showing was like no one, there was literally no one would be, there'd be like three people at all the movies. Like even the other more popular films would be pretty much empty. And so yeah, I went during the day, like at 5 early, early evening, and there's a lot of kids there, but it nearly. I tell you the story about the kid who wanted me to get his friend in, and I was
Yeah.
just like, "Get the fuck away from me, man! Like, go, I'm not gonna help you. No one,
Something like
no one
that.
ever, no one ever helped me, man. Like
Something like that must have happened because these kids look 13, 14 to me at the oldest.
see, and that's why I didn't help these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
You know?
you did the right thing,
Yeah,
man.
man. It's like I'm not gonna ruin my good time because this kid decided to come and show up and he couldn't get in.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck him. Fuck that kid.
Yeah, fuck that kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the kind of clientele you get at the AMC, or there's like because one of the downsides of Menlo is like they have like the full menu of like shitty food that you can buy there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So people would just leave, they would eat all this fried food and just leave everything there and leave. And that's why like I started reading about rat infestations and like bugs and everything. So it's just a nasty place.
Yeah. I rarely get food at a movie theater. I'll usually I'll get a drink and I'll have like 5, 6 sips of it tops. I
Yeah.
rarely get food.
Nah, I never get food when I go to a movie at least
Yeah.
when I buy myself, I don't. My wife gets popcorn, but
Yeah.
alone I
Right.
never get anything.
No, yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, right on, man. So that sounds like very, very negative. It sucked.
Yeah, I mean, this has been an ongoing problem forever, and it's never gonna. It seems to be getting worse. So I don't know. Like, I won't let it stop me from going to the movies. I just need to stick with my plan of always going at the very first showing.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that
All right, so Backrooms, directed by Kane Parsons, and he's like what, a 20-year-old dude?
20 years old. I found that out after seeing it. Impressive.
Yeah. Primarily known for his work on YouTube. And that these days, man, there's a huge scene, man, which I've been excited about for a few years now of these kind of analog horror youngsters making interesting content again. And it's like kind of like I don't know, man. It's like I think of well-needed injection of creativity into commercial filmmaking.
Totally agree. I'm sort of aware of this stuff. I was not too aware of. I knew the Backrooms thing was out there, but I knew nothing about it other than kind of loosely watching a few of the videos. Um, yeah,
Kane also has another series called The Oldest View, which is out and it's complete. It came out like a couple of years ago, and you can watch that entire series right now on YouTube on his YouTube channel, Kane Pixels.
yeah. I think I accidentally watched that instead of the Backrooms before going to see it.
I mean, there's a lot of similarities just in tone, you know. Um,
Yes,
I mean, and just to be transparent about this, Kane Parsons did not create the Backrooms.
right. This all stems from one single photograph.
Yeah, and back in 2019, I think, and then it spawned this entire like movement of people expanding on the universe, and it's a pretty cool organic thing that happened, and some of the entries are better than others, and
Just like a creepy pasta, then.
that's exactly what it's like, and I've you and I both are fans of the creepypasta stuff that's been out there, and we both enjoyed that sort of fiction too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Um, Written by Will Sudick, also known as William Brommel,
Okay.
and Kane Parsons. So there's like a co-writing. Um, all right, let's see here. It's 118 minutes long. The score is by Ido Van Bremen and Kane Parsons. Okay,
Oh,
so yeah, Parsons is also a musician.
man, this kid. I'm
Yeah,
impressed with this guy.
does everything. Have you seen any interviews with him?
Yes, he's very articulate
Yeah,
and mature and composed
I like
for
him. Yeah,
yeah, I like him too.
yeah. Pretty small cast, but we've got an Oscar winner in this
I
cast too.
yeah, nuts.
I'm gonna destroy this dude's name, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Chiwetel Ejiofor as
Eh,
Clark.
yeah.
What were we gonna say?
I think you did pretty good. You did better
Okay.
than I could have done.
Yeah. As Clark, a failed architect who finds himself employed as a furniture store owner now.
Hmm.
Renata Reinstvi as Dr. Mary Klein. That's his therapist. The great Mark Duplass has a small
Yes.
part in this as Phil,
Yeah,
as
we
a
love Mark Duplass.
scientist at Async. Finn Bennett as Bobby. We've got Lukita Maxwell as Kat, and they're like, they're these filmmakers, sort of budding filmmakers, and also employees. Um, Avon Jogia as Naren Warney, an async explorer in the back room. So these are the guys that are wearing the suits.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to skip the rest of them.
Yeah, that's really all you need to know. Like
Yeah.
a very small cast. And about the casting, I think these two lead actors were an incredibly smart choice because you do have an inexperienced director and you have sort of a veteran Oscar winning actor. And I think that really helped the movie quite a bit.
Yeah. So I think we should kind of, since this is a brand spanking new movie, we should kind of stick to our discussion at just kind of like a high level. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Because I still to this date don't. I mean, this movie only opened like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
so it's like I know a lot of people haven't seen it yet, and a lot of people I know are planning to see it. So, we're gonna try to avoid spoilers, but we're gonna just touch on points I think that we find interesting, and also um, just kind of discuss the whole like vibe and like what this whole thing is, in case anyone out there is completely unaware of the Backrooms. Right.
Yeah, and I mean, right. I mean, if I was thinking about it, this kid must have been like 14 when the pandemic started, and
Right.
now he's directing a massive hit movie.
And of course, there's like haters out there who are saying that, oh, he didn't actually direct this. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, there's people. Of course, you know how people are. They just want to take things away from people. They don't want to. They don't want to like acknowledge when someone does something good. It's like somehow keeps them behind down.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 So yeah. Okay. That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense to me. But I mean, this kid, he was 14 during the pandemic, kind of stumbled on this Backrooms thing and got really into it, got really involved in being part of this, the creative process, learning technology to make these videos. And it was very cool of A24 to tap him to make this. Like they could have told him to fuck off and gotten, Eli Roth or something. You know what I mean?
Right. I think that A24 is very. They got their like, their radar going on what's actually happening, and they probably saw how popular this was online, and also with this relative success of Kyle Ball, who did Skinamarink,
Right. Yeah.
who's in the same sort of scene as Kane.
Yeah.
Like, and that Skinamarink, love it or hate it, it was definitely, it made waves in the horror world.
Absolutely. And we loved it for the record.
Yeah, we did an
Loved it.
episode on it when it came out a while ago. Um,
Yeah.
so this whole thing all originated from a 2019 post on 4chan, which I never been on 4chan. Have you?
No, no.
I've always stayed away from that. I always felt like that was more of like this kind of bizarre right wing, place to hang out and talk about Nazi stuff and whatever.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's like a breeding ground for like chuds and trolls. So,
Yeah, like
no interest.
yeah. But apparently that someone posted a photograph on there with a caption of a yellow office space, basically abandoned office space,
Hmm.
and with the text that says, "If you're not careful and you no clip out of reality into the wrong areas, you'll end up in the back rooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God
Mm.
save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you." Fucking
Wow.
brilliant, brilliant, right?
Yeah. I mean, that really, I mean, one photo and that description, that's incredible.
Yeah, and that captured the imagination of like all these people, and they just started building a whole world around that. And Kane was part of that group that took the ball and ran with it.
And from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, all of his videos none of it's live action. It's all done on a computer.
Yeah, it's done with some animation program that he uses. I don't know anything about that stuff, so someone with more knowledge about animation could tell us.
But looking at it, it doesn't look that way to me.
No.
What little I've seen, I know this movie is like obviously, real sets and things like that, but the videos that I did see of the YouTube backrooms, I mean, it's impressive. I thought this would all be like, handheld camcorder shit, and that turns out to not be the case.
Well, some of the other creators have done that
Ah,
and
okay.
and incorporated handheld with animation and things like that.
So if there's other people involved in this and creating, why do you think that this Kane Parsons became the guy?
I just think that he had the more like robust universe, that you know, maybe his was the more interesting one. I
Yeah.
don't know. I that's his ability to make a film. That's an
Yeah.
interesting point, which I just don't have an answer for.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe someone out there does.
Yeah, and of course that's probably why some people are hating on him too. Where it's like, well, how come this guy didn't choose mine or whatever? And it's like,
Yeah.
them's the breaks, man.
Yeah. I mean, this this guy has got a very, very bright future ahead of him, I think. With this movie's out for 2 weeks, I think it's already cracked $100 million. We're going to be seeing a lot more of these movies, I think, which I'm happy about and also a little bit cautious too. Well, first, I mean, were you familiar with the lore of the Backrooms
Not
other than
really.
the, yeah, me neither.
I mean,
Like,
I was adjacent to it. It wasn't like all right, first of all, that description there grabbed me. Like I did start hearing about the back rooms maybe like yeah, like I don't know, 2021, like just
mm,
it's a very weird fiction setting.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And that grabbed my interest right away. But I didn't I'm not like an aficionado on like who's doing what and like the whole lore behind everything. Like I've seen my share of these entries. Some of them may or may not even have been his. I wasn't aware of him specifically,
hmm,
but there's a lot of content out there that you can check out, and some of it's better than others. Like some of the images are cool, some of them are not so cool.
right, yeah,
But there's a whole like world of fans that some people are purists where they just want to see stark imagery, there's liminal spaces, which is what I mean. I love that liminal horror stuff myself personally.
absolutely, yeah,
And then some are like more into the lore and the creatures and the entities and all that stuff. And I think that stuff's cool too.
right, yeah. Yeah, same. I didn't really know the lore. I went in sort of blind with this movie. So there might be some things I didn't pick up on, don't understand, but I'm judging it on what it is. Like you shouldn't make something needing to having see something else before you see the film you're going to see. You know what I mean? I think that this movie though isn't like one of those, like say a newer Marvel movie. Like if you haven't seen one of the TV shows, you might be lost. This movie, I feel you can go in blind, not knowing the YouTube stuff at all, and still get a lot out of this, and not leave completely scratching your head.
Yeah, that's definitely the brilliance of the movie because it kind of lays out like you're in it. You don't feel like you missed out on anything. You're up to speed in no time at all, really.
Yeah, without heavy exposition. The movie is pretty vague too. There's not any concrete answers to what's happening. And again, I think that's a very wise decision of the movie. Watching it, I immediately thought of shows like Lost and especially Twin Peaks. Um, Lost seemed to get bogged down in explaining all the weirdness, whereas Twin Peaks, I think David Lynch obviously had a very solid, concrete plan, but he leaves it to you to figure it out. I'm hoping that's where they're going with this. I mean, that's where I think they went with this film. I can't speak for future films though.
But definitely in this film, you have to fill in the blanks for sure. And I love that there's just enough to give you the tone, the vibe of everything, of like what's happening. And you can superimpose like some of your own ideas on top of things too. Like for me, exactly. Like for example, like immediately I started like thinking about like various Thomas Ligotti short stories that I've read too.
Yeah,
And it's I don't even know if this kid knows anything about this guy. I don't even know if Kane Parsons has read any of those things. And it's not even confirmed if he's even watched any Twin Peaks stuff.
right. Either answer wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. But there is a parallel between like the Red Room, like that other world and the back rooms, you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. Yeah, that's it. It like what I got, like I said, I got heavy Twin Peaks vibes from this, whether accidental or not.
Well, there is a little bit online about what Parsons' inspirations were. So the Portal video game franchise, which I don't know anything about,
I know nothing about that.
the TV series Mr. Robot, do you know that?
Nope,
The movie Punishment Park,
don't know that either.
1 hour photo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Mark Romanek film.
Yep. An anime series called Paranoia Agent.
Nope.
Yeah, see? And that's it.
Interesting.
So I only know one of those things.
Yeah. Um, yeah, well, and again, that's like you think like, okay, this obviously appeals to that stuff appeals to someone of a younger generation than me, but he got something very, very cool out of all that, and maybe that stuff's great too. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, my interest is at least to find out about some of these things. Like the video game stuff, I just
I'm
I
not a big
know
gamer. Yeah.
I'm not a gamer at all. Back in the 90s, I did a little bit of gaming and it completely absorbed my life for like, like there was like a period of time and maybe a 3 month period where I just got obsessed with playing Doom, and
I'm sorry, it's just hard to picture.
I was
Wow.
all in, man. And that was back then. That's, like a long 30 something years ago or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like that. And I know video games are way on a completely different level right now. So I know
Oh
that
yeah.
I would just be like, especially these like Lovecraft ones or, these horror video games, I would totally just spend days doing it probably.
Dude, yeah. My friend has a VR headset out in Boise, and like I didn't want to leave. I put that helmet on, and like it was like this, I don't want to leave. This is amazing.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be checking that anytime soon,
Yeah, no.
but these other films and like the Mr. Robot series. Wait, have I seen that? Which one is that?
That sounds familiar. Mr. Robot. Isn't that with the kid who played the kid? There I'm doing it now too. Guy who played Freddie Mercury?
If that's the case, hold on a second. I'm sorry to do this right now, but if that's oh yeah, all right. So I saw 2 seasons of that.
Okay, I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't
No.
finish it though, but yeah, it's got that dude,
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek. Yeah, that guy's good.
Great actor. Yeah, love him.
Like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have seen a couple of seasons of that. Um, I guess so. I mean, I they're very different, but yeah, I could see that sort of, you know,
Well,
influence maybe.
whatever his influence, I'm very like, okay, first time director, super young. This guy has a very confident vision and an impressive command over her tone. Because this really, I mean, it's not quite like a tone piece. I almost kind of wish it was, but there is a vibe to this movie that is just unsettling and creepy that goes from beginning to end. And I think he nailed that aspect of this movie of just giving it a feel that I feel like if a horror movie doesn't have something like that, it doesn't really truly connect with me.
Yeah,
But this has it.
it does. And well, so let's talk about like there's like two things about the back rooms that I'd like to just address. Okay, so there's the experience of the back rooms that Carl has, and then there's the experience that Async has with the back rooms.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's Carl himself, who in the trailer appears to be a sympathetic character.
Mm.
And then when you get into the movie, he's a very unsympathetic character.
Yeah, that was really interesting to me because it starts out, you're like, okay, this is going to be some sort of redemption thing. And halfway through, you're like, I don't think this guy is quite as redeemable.
Yeah.
um,
No, totally.
he's an asshole.
Yep.
He's a
Straight
drunk.
up.
He's self-absorbed. He's angry and bitter. And in the end, it's not totally his story that we're following.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Really.
Yeah.
I found that all very. I thought that was again a good thing that the trailer did, sort of a bit of a misdirect.
Definitely. Yeah. So the Async company, Mark Duplass's character, he doesn't show up till the very end. Right.
Ooh, he's
Oh, actually, no.
yeah,
I'm completely
in
wrong about that. Yeah.
a couple shots here
Couple
and there.
shots here and there. Right.
Yeah, because I remember thinking in the head like, "Hey, Mark Duplass."
Yeah. Right. Sorry about that. But yeah. So Duplass's character works for Async. He's some kind of scientist or whatever. And They initially started out making MRI machines, and then they stumbled upon the Backrooms, whatever that is.
Right.
Okay. And the movie kind of opens up with these guys wearing these suits, these like space suits, it looks like, exploring this expanse of the Backrooms. And Duplass is in an office somewhere on site observing this thing. So there's the implication that this is an actual physical place that they go to in and out of to
Yeah, right.
document and explore.
It's not just someone's imagination, even though it sort of is, but it is a physical place. Now, I initially kind of criticized the movie for opening with this stuff. I thought initially it would have been better to just open, with him talking to his therapist. But later on, I thought something kind of interesting happened when thinking about the movie. They're in the same back rooms, and the creature that I think is stalking the scientist. I think later, was that footage supposed to be before the movie starts or like during
I have no idea,
or
man.
after? Yeah, because if it's before, it's already seeing things from Clark's construction of the place. So, knowing that Clark is an architect, is he the architect of the Backrooms? Was that here because of him before he even knew about it?
I don't know. I think that, well, the reason why I'm going to say no is because when Clark goes into the basement and he gets access into that space, he's completely unaware of it.
Right.
And the thing that tips him off that's odd is that that electrical panel has those two breakers on it that, you know, weren't there before.
Yeah, I loved that stuff too.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's a lot to think about because I mean, maybe you're onto something about him creating it, like sort of subconsciously. Maybe it's like like how Cthulhu dreams the universe.
Right, exactly.
See, yeah, and that's what I love about this is that you're the same way that you try to figure these things out. Like your mind goes to these places where it's like, well, you know, the architect that was intentional, right?
It
That
had to be.
Clark's
Yeah.
an architect. Now, actually, in the movie, they show he has these architectural drawings.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And he's living at the furniture store where this thing is connected to. Is it feeding off of him?
You see, this is good that we're talking about these things.
Right.
Because
I mean,
yeah,
it seems to be affecting the actual world we live in with this you know, breaker. There are these two switches that weren't there before. So is this thing like, can it like seep in our world just through close proximity? So in the same way, like it can affect like that basement, and like is it feeding off of Clark to create itself?
so let's assign some timelines here. Let's say that okay, Clark is the owner of the store.
It's a shitty store too, we got to point out.
Horrible furniture store.
Horrible. And these shitty Captain Clark commercials that he makes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly.
Humiliating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a conflict between him and his wife because she wants to go back to school and study and try to better her position in the world. And he's stuck working as the owner of the furniture store instead of doing his career as an architect, which I found odd.
Yeah, I did too. Like he's the owner. He doesn't just work there. He's
Yeah.
not like a manager.
And architects generally make a really good living.
Maybe he wasn't good at it.
So there's something with that, I think. And then then we see the drawings he's making, okay? And then I think all of this took place before Async. Okay, because like Async discovered the back rooms, I think, right?
Yes, but it also there's a shot of Mark Duplass watching TV with his family, and he sees the Captain Kirk commercial. Captain Kirk, what's it? Clark,
Captain Clark, yeah.
and he recognizes that thing as the thing stalking the back room. So he doesn't quite know about Clark, but he knows about this creature that looks like him.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So the timeline, I think, is that let's make an assumption that this is some kind of projection of Clark's that was constructed based on some of these plans that he had that he developed out of his subconscious.
Hmm.
Yeah, like he's like in his mind, he's coming up with these things subconsciously, and then he's drawing them in this waking world, and unaware that these actually are manifesting as like someplace like a real place that's in a different dimension that you can access through the basement in the furniture store.
Right.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of different ways you can go with this that could make sense. And
Yeah.
to me, the interesting thing is thinking about it and not being told. That's why I'm sort of weary about multiple sequels and creating a whole universe
Yeah,
around this
I
thing.
actually don't want any sequels, to be
Yeah,
honest.
well, we're getting one.
Ah,
It's been greenlit already.
all right, but is Parsons doing it?
I would imagine yes, but
Yeah,
I don't think it's gotten that. I mean, be stupid to not have him do it.
yeah. So I think that's like pretty okay. Yeah, I like that because obviously they don't know about Clark as a person, but they know about his weird creature that he recognizes the creature, which is an extension of Clark.
Right. Like I base it on just his reaction to seeing the commercial. It was very, oh my God, that's that thing.
Yep.
That's like it looks just like it. So they didn't seem to be aware of him as a person.
And like in the opening scenes, these guys that are exploring the back rooms get attacked by something that we don't see right away. They just,
Right. But there are hints that it's the same back room because you
yeah,
see signs that you see in his store
right.
and such. And yeah, and then it kind of goes into we are introduced to Clark and all that. And that's one thing I did want to talk to you about is the non-backroom element of the movie.
Yeah.
All the human stuff, which I feel is not quite as confident and assured as the backroom stuff. Like, and again, I mean, this director is only 20, and as impressive as he is, I'm not sure he has a full grasp on some of the themes within this movie. You know, divorce and disappointment with the way your life turned out. You don't have to have gone down those roads to make a film about it or anything, but I feel like someone who's 40 might understand it a little bit better than someone who's 20.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this dude, like, his life's pretty sick actually right now. So,
Yeah, he's killing it.
I don't think like he's had, he hasn't dealt with like alcoholism or like, heart divorces or anything like that.
Right. And then that's when I said hiring an actor such as I can't say his name.
Or even Mark Duplass. Like Mark Duplass is like an experienced guy too.
Exactly. I feel like all these three lead actors can convey that on their own without maybe being directed as such. I think that they would have a better grasp on this stuff than say you make these characters like much younger. I don't think it works as well at all.
Yeah, because you need to have like a guy at Clark's age having lived life and experienced failure and failed marriages and, alcoholism and all these things to like, give some sort of gravity to the role.
Right. But these are like I wish this stuff was a little bit like more confident. Because it's very interesting to me to have a character like Clark to sort of base, you're introduced to this whole thing through Clark, and he's a kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, definitely. There's also the whole other storyline, the whole subplot with the therapist, which never really gets fleshed out.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. You have the, I mean, I see the parallel. She was sort of raised in her own back room in the physical world.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, like it's there, but I don't feel like it's truly connects in a very meaningful way. All of her past trauma, how it, I don't feel like in the end it was completely connected in a satisfying way. But again, maybe we'll see more of that later in another film. But um, I felt like that could have been thought out a little bit more.
yeah. No, that's I still don't really understand the significance of any of that stuff, really.
Right. And I know, like, yeah, she has the cement thing with her hand, which it eventually kind of saves her. But I think there has to be more to it than that.
Yeah, and maybe without going into the ending, there's more to it in this proposed sequel. So who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I
I
kind of doubt it though. Actually, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm wondering if a sequel will just go with a completely different set of characters and um some of these characters get involved in other more peripheral ways. I'm very curious. There's a lot of ways you can go with it, and I just hope it's good.
I can see Mark Duplass coming back though as a scientist.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll see a lot more of Phil.
Yeah, and Async's role. I think that they're going to probably Async is probably going to be describing more of what's actually going on than the characters.
Right. So do you
Yeah,
see anything async, like, because like you said they were a CAT scan company?
yeah. They manufactured
MR, yeah,
MRIs. Yeah,
CAT scan company. I'm a fucking idiot. uh, so is this some sort of accident on their part or something they stumbled upon?
I think they mentioned how they stumbled upon this thing.
Okay.
But that's kind of like that's on brand for all this like you know uh analog horror. Like if you watch any of these other um channels or shows that are out there or series, there's always some reference to some just completely banal like technology. There's a lot of like industrial film, like
Hmm.
safety, like video type stuff that you would
Yeah,
see like
yeah,
on a
yeah.
job site, like stuff like that. It's like very much that's almost like this aesthetic that they have. So it makes sense that they're utilizing this company that used to make MRIs as like the key. They're not like some, oh yeah, we're researching, the quantum relationship between black holes, and they're not, that's not what this is about. It's like, yeah, we used to make MRIs and we
Yeah.
found out about this this thing that existed.
Yeah, that makes it so much cooler to me.
Oh, I agree totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great. And you're right. Yeah, the connection with like these shitty industrial films and like this whole backroom aesthetic being this ugly, depressing sort of workplace environment. It almost makes me wonder if the guy or gal who initially started this whole thing with that photo was just some office drone who hated and hated his job.
well, yeah, dude, I mean, hey, pre-pandemic I used to work in a fucking office every day you
Yeah, it's
know
a nightmare. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's fucking it can be very soul crushing after a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Any going to any job that you hate is soul crushing. Yeah,
Yeah,
or like working in a warehouse. It's all this sterile, shitty, blah environment.
and even like there's something creepy about, because like sometimes if I would work late, I would leave the office and the office park architecture, like these places. Here we go, man. It's like you get off of a highway and you drive into this wasteland of buildings and parking garages and parking lots that at certain hours are completely empty,
Hmm.
and then there's like hundreds of square feet of these things that all look the same, basically, with subtle differences. So it's like it is another world in some ways, and people are only there during certain hours.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
everyone vacates the place. And I do remember, like, there were times when I worked in our office out in Somerset where it was like, yeah, there were a couple of nights we were working on these big projects, and I would work until like maybe 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and then I would walk out to my car. It would be it would be empty. The building, you could take the elevator in the lobby. It's dark, or like the night lighting is on, and you leave, and it's like your car is all the way at the other end of the parking lot, and it's empty, and you just got these like overhead lights going, and it's just
Hmm.
creepy and otherworldly and weird.
Yeah, it's like you were saying about going to see a movie at the last showing and there's no one there. And then you leave and you go in the lobby and it's sort of empty and you hear the sounds of like the, you know, games they have, or like, the lights are going, but like no one's there.
Yeah.
It's something creepy about a space you associate with being full, but it's empty.
Yep.
It was like going to like school at night,
Oh yeah.
for something, and you're used to the bells ringing and teachers and students, but it's just you or and a few other people. It's dark. There's something inherently creepy about that.
Yeah, and also, and once again, probably one of the first liminal horror movies is Messiah of Evil, which
Hmm.
came out in like the 70s, early 70s,
Sure.
where there's scenes, that scene in Messiah of Evil with the empty movie theater that gets filled up by those ghouls, or the supermarket scene. And there's like, there's just, we're not, I think there's something that resonates with the human psyche about empty spaces. I don't know. It's a very, and that's what this movie is all about, really. And, this async company discovers this weird world that exists that they didn't know, no one knew about. And this
Right.
may or may not have been a complete fabrication from this dude's subconscious.
Yeah, and like I've heard that this movie, people complain that it's slow, it drags, but for me, my favorite parts of this film are the long stretches of no dialogue and
Yeah,
Clark is
man.
just walking around back there and it goes on for longer than you think it should, and
Yeah.
I loved that part of the movie.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely, man. And there's like one specific scene that that Clark was. There's a scene where he goes into this place that is very much in line with like some of like Thomas Ligotti's like writing, where he's like talking about the things that exist in there, and he's like, they have no feeling. In some ways, they were superior to us.
Right, yeah,
Like they
wow.
have no feelings at all. It's
Mm.
just like, it's a riff on, it's kind of like a riff on the whole like darkness to shadow. Like there's like everything's like this mechanism,
It's
that,
funny, I just read that after watching this,
yeah,
and I
dude.
feel there is something there of a connection. That's a great story.
Oh, it's like one of my favorites, bro.
Of
Yeah,
all time. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And like that one scene, I was watching it and I was like, holy shit, man, this is like, deep, where it's like, it's almost like the whole reality is that they're just, everything is just a mechanism.
Right. And
And
yeah,
yeah,
no, sorry, go ahead.
no, that's all I had to say about it.
Yeah, that's kind of like like maybe like this guy, this Kane is not like into that stuff like Ligotti and everything. Obviously, he likes video games and stuff like that. But just seeing interviews with him and seeing how like maturity, I really think he's on a similar wavelength. If I saw an interview and the kid's got like a purple shirt on and like a mohawk, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I fucking made this," I would like just we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Yeah, no,
I'd be
totally.
like, "Fuck this guy, fuck this movie," but like he's not that guy. Like he's clearly like like an older soul, for lack of a better word. This guy is on a different wavelength than most people his age, even most people our age. I mean, I feel this guy could like, is 1,000 times smarter than I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that he came to the same conclusions, that a lot of these like pessimistic dudes did. Because like I did hear an interview with him where he was talking about he's like terrified of death or something like that. And
Yeah.
I was like, these are the thoughts you have. Like maybe the whole universe is just material, like mechanism, like all these, like once again, here we're going. We're going to the Schopenhauer world, where it's like, maybe um our personalities are these abstractions that are, our physical being, our biology creates, and that's like that one scene touched on all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you said like the fear of death, I feel really fuels so much of Ligotti's work, this existential horror, this idea that we know we're we're temporary,
Yeah.
and that consciousness is a curse.
Yeah,
um,
exactly, dude. Yeah. And that's kind of what that scene felt like. Cause like we're Clark who might even be the guy who created this whole world. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's like, I'm creating this world where it's just material, where there's no feelings. Cause he's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want to these things, basically. And it's like, it's okay because they don't feel anything, and he's like, in some ways they're superior to us.
yep. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. That's this is making me like the movie even more.
Yeah, man,
um,
totally. It's fantastic, man. I really, I thought I went in, expecting with no expectations really, because I'm like, this everyone loves this film. All these fucking kids are here. Maybe it sucks. Oh, it's likely to suck. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yep.
And you know,
I left very like impressed, but not sure how I felt. But the more that time goes on, the more I've really grown to love this. I mean, I've been thinking about this for a week. This movie is not fresh in my head, but I keep thinking of things. It keeps okay, like the creatures.
yep,
They're called the still lives, apparently. Like you mentioned, like he opens one up, and they feel nothing. Later, we see the main creature that is sort of this manifestation of all of this grotesque version of Clark bleeds,
yeah, uh-huh,
but it's the only creature we see that bleeds.
that's right,
That's to me, that obviously means something.
exactly, yeah,
And not to give anything away, but there is this like theme of like being consumed by your own darkness, by all the horrible things in your life that you can't let go of will consume you. Um, like I feel like this film is really reaching for bigger ideas than just trying to like scare you.
definitely, yeah, and that's why it works so much for me, man, because it's like. I was talking about this with my wife last night after we saw Obsession. We had dinner, and I was just like, I'm not into like the big jump scares or like
Yeah,
gross outs or whatever. I'm not opposed to like extreme violence in movies, but like that's not my bag though. That's not the stuff that makes me react. It's like this kind of thing where you think about it and it's like existentially horrific, or there's like a sinister atmosphere, and it's not blood and guts. You know what I mean?
100%. I'm totally on the same page with you. The stuff that really resonates with me are the things that leave you that don't leave your head, and you're just constantly turning them over. And it's I love that kind of stuff so much more. I can appreciate a gore fest, but it's just like it's not, especially the older I get, it's just not really my bag anymore.
Yeah, like I don't get the reactions that some people have, like especially jump scares, because they're kind of cheap, really. It's just they're one and done. It's like you go to the movie, oh, and that's
Yeah,
it. And then like the next time it's coming.
exactly. Yeah. I'm God. This I'm curious to see what Kane Parsons at 50 is going to be like. The kind of nightmare shit he'll be making after having
Yeah,
30 more years of experience on this planet, man.
yeah,
Like
man.
it could potentially be some of the darkest shit ever.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. Yeah, anyone out there who's interested in checking out more of Kane's work, you can go to his YouTube channel, Kane Pixels, and check out the entire series of The Oldest View.
Mm,
And it's more stuff existentially dreadful, liminal spaces, subterranean explorations. It's like very cool.
yeah. So I mean, we've sort of like loosely riffed on, talking about it. We're trying to avoid major spoilers. What what would you give this?
I would give it a 4.5, man. I fucking love this movie. I think that it's spawned all this discussion that I've had with you and myself personally,
Mhm.
just in my own head, thinking about it. And it's like it really connects with me. Just it's a fucking weird tale, man. I love it.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. 4.5 for me as well. It went up higher as the days went on.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I think I left the theater. I was like, that was good, 3.5. And
Mm.
then I was like laying in bed. No, it's more like a 4. This happened. This happened. I didn't think of that. And then when I woke up, I was like, yeah, 4. And as the time is going on, I'm like, no, I liked it more. I
Yeah.
think this so far, this is the best horror movie of the year.
This one and the Undertone are my top two right now.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I wasn't as hot on
Yeah.
Undertone as you. I need to watch it again, but I
Yeah.
did like it. I still got to see Hokum. We still have Werewolf coming out later
Yep.
in the year from the amazing Robert Eggers, who has not let us down yet. 4 films in.
Yep.
Keep kind of waiting for him to like lay an egg,
I
but
don't want him to do. I want him to
I don't
continue
want.
to
Yeah,
make
I
great movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
I Nosferatu is somewhat of a mixed reception amongst our friends. It seems a lot of people didn't really love it the way we did.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's their problem. That's their
Yeah.
problem.
That's their problem. What's that got to do
Yeah.
with me, man?
But yeah, so far, man, this hits so many things that I love, and it really I think nailed some. Like I said, it's not a perfect home run, but it doesn't need to be. It's great for what it is, and I
Yeah. I
mean,
mean,
this is amazing that something this weird is really kind of connecting with not only just the kids, I mean, people our age
yeah.
and
No,
critics. And yeah,
yep.
people love this movie. And it's really incredible when something truly great gets recognized in the moment that it's like, not years down the line.
Absolutely, man. It's definitely hitting. I'm overjoyed that something as strange as this is having so much success. That's awesome.
Yeah. Horror is fucking owning the summer box office. How is that? Like this and Obsession are monster hits while a Star Wars film bombs.
I think people are getting sick of Star Wars, dude.
I think people have been sick of Star
Yeah,
Wars.
it's like over. It should be over with, dude. It's like when you keep beating this dead horse into the ground, man. Come on. Enough's
Yeah, I
enough.
think doing a trilogy every like 10, 15 years was probably the right call, but having like a new show every like 6, 7 months, I think it's completely killed it.
Yeah, I'm not down.
There's so many, it never occurred to me that there would be a Star Wars anything out there that I wouldn't be curious to check out. And now there's so much of it that I just do not care about.
I don't even know what's out and what's not out, to be honest, with Star Wars.
It's a Jon Favreau movie, The Mandalorian. I like Jon Favreau as a director, but I have no interest in seeing that.
Yeah, I just
None.
not paying attention. Doesn't hit my radar.
Yeah, everything is bombing, but you have 2 low budget horror movies that are massive hits, 100 million plus. Obsession is going to hit like 200 million or something. I think I was reading.
Definitely go see it, man, because I want to talk about it for sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's crazy. I think it was supposed to start streaming like a week ago.
Oh, really? Okay, then definitely.
No, it's not,
stream
but
also.
it's not. It's like such a monster hit that it's saying in theaters.
Yeah. Luckily, I saw that one at the Claremont Theater, which is not. It's generally doesn't. It's not inundated with kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's more like this kind of like art house like spot. You know?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing my area is lacking in. There used to be an art house, maybe there still is, I don't know. Used to be like an art house cinema in Hartford, which is not far from me at all.
Hmm.
But I don't think it's there anymore, and I don't think it would be playing something like this. But I do miss, LA and Austin having like the ArcLight in LA, which is sadly no longer even in LA. It's no more. It was the best theater that ever existed. But in Austin, you have the Draft House, which is a very cool theater. I don't know if you ever had the experience of seeing a film there, but
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I didn't see one in Austin, but been to draft houses though, Alamos.
This would have been a cool movie to see there because everything you see before the movie starts is curated specifically to the movie you're seeing. So I would imagine they would have gone into shown the YouTube videos and all that, and like it would have been kind of cool to see all that stuff before seeing the film, instead of seeing like Toyota commercials.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
definitely going to buy this too. This is like a Blu-ray, I think, eventually.
Yeah. Like hopefully they'll have like a ton of extra stuff on it. Maybe some of the YouTube videos, or I'm sure there'll be some. Yeah, dude, is that still a thing? Like
What?
like all the bonus extras and
Oh yeah,
commentaries.
yeah, man.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I got a ton of like sick Blu-rays that had all this extra stuff on it.
yeah. I know. I didn't know like if outside of the Criterion collection, like that shit was like even a thing anymore.
Oh, oh yeah, totally. I just bought like a version. Well, not just bought, but a while back bought like this deluxe version of Inside, the French film,
Oh yeah,
and it had like a book and fucking extras and interviews and like all this shit.
I've seen that movie once, and I want to say I was still in my 20s. Like it's been that long. That movie fucked me up.
Yeah, I mean that whole era, early 21st century. I mean, the French extremity started in like the late 90s. But
Yeah,
yeah, that was like a thing, man. I was like way into that stuff.
that was one of the harsher ones.
Oh yeah, and then Martyrs, of course, is the king of those films.
Yeah, we're gonna eventually have to talk about that movie. I feel like I'm eventually gonna have to come to terms with I have to see it again.
Martyrs are Inside.
Both, but
Yeah.
Martyrs especially. I think Inside I could handle. Martyrs, I don't know if I can handle watching that again.
It's not so much it's once again, it's the existential part of that film that really got me, man.
Yeah, it is disturbing. It is
Yeah.
very disturbing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, folks. We'll talk to you guys next week. Everyone have a good day.
Take care.